what is the growth effect on the economy if this type of removal of people, of hands being removed from those three main top sectors?
So immigration is another area where nobody put us in charge. We're not, Congressional Budget Office and other agencies can make assessments like that. We do have a role to maximize employment, but we take immigration policy as we take it as it comes. What it's obviously done is it's really reduced the amount of growth in the labor force. And so at the same time, demand for workers has been coming down as well. Because they've been coming down at about the same.
One drop at a time. Reduce the growth. Why don't we talk a little bit more? Because we want to continue growing. We're the #1 economy in the world. We need to continue growing. So you're saying that what's affecting the growth?
Well, there are two things that affect growth. One is growth in the labor force, more people working, and the other thing is productivity. How much do they produce per hour worked? And when you significantly slow the growth of the labor force, you will slow the growth of the economy. But I think, again, it's not for us to have a view on immigration policy.
No, I understand. It was just my comments, but you do agree that if we don't have those hands, then we don't grow.
I think that growth will slow, and actually is slowing this year, and that's one of the reasons.
Well, we don't like that. So now let's talk about of the next 10 years. 2025 to 2035. Americans are not having enough kids. So that means that we need other people, right? So over the next decade, based on the current trends that I just explained to you and that you just reiterated, will there be enough workers to fulfill the labor needs of our economy between 2025 and 2035?
So I think labor economists do observe the phenomenon you're talking about, which is demand for labor going to be met by the domestic population, the native-born population? And the answer appears to be probably not over the next 10 years.
And then what about if we do not have that labor force over the next 10 years? What happens?
So many things will happen. You can see a big increase in productivity, which would mean we don't need as many workers. For example, artificial intelligence could be implemented in a way that creates widespread productivity gains. I wouldn't count on that, but it's a possibility.
You would not? You would not count on that?
I wouldn't count on it.
You would not?
No, I think
Why
there'll
not?
be gains because with productivity enhancing things, they typically take longer to be implemented, and then it takes a while for the gains to be shown. I think in the case of artificial intelligence, those gains are coming, but they may take longer or be less in the beginning than expected.